of the most iconic voices in golf are back to save the day and ready to entertain in their newly weekly video podcast. Kostis and McCord. Off their rockers.
Yes, you found it. This is it. This is the place if you love golf and you want to know what's happening in golf and hear from the greatest legends in the game. Peter Kostis, Gary McCord. This is Kostis and McCord, Off Their Rockers. I'm Mike Abram. I'm producer and co-host, and today, well, we're going to try to break down some of the chaos that's going on in the world of golf, especially this USGA R&A announced ball rollback. The guys are going to make a little sense out of it or tell you why it's nonsense. Hey, we want to thank our great sponsors, Swing U and the Swing U app, the best app in golf, Foresight Sports, and their amazing launch monitors, #1 on the PGA Tour, and of course their simulators, fantastic. There's one in Peter's house that he uses all the time. Lab Golf and the incredible Lab putters, tour-winning Lab putters, they're changing the game. Lab Golf, it really is an amazing putter. And of course, our favorite Bono's Barbecue, that incredible barbecue, the sauces, the franchise opportunities, Bono's. We thank you so much for watching. Please remember to subscribe, to like, to share with your friends, and hit that notification bell below so you don't miss an episode of Kostis and McCord Off Their Rockers. We've got some great ones coming up. Let's get started. Let's get right to Peter and Gary and talk about what is going on in the world of golf.
Hi, Peter Kostis here, along with Gary McCord, for the latest episode of Kostis and McCord Off Their Rockers. What? Gary, we're on. Gary, what seems to be the problem? You look a little depressed.
Oh, what are we shooting this now? Or we're going to do?
Well, I already introed us. What's going on?
Oh.
I mean, you're walking around aimlessly.
Oh,
you look lost.
I'm literally consumed with the state of the game at this moment.
The state of the golf game.
Yeah,
So,
not my game. It's early December 2023, and I've been associated with the tour for like 50 years. I have never seen so many complex issues that are right now on the table that it's, to me, you go start reading through what's going on. It's not about the golf now. Golf is like 27th position in this whole scenario. It's the politics, who's going where, PIP programs, who's the commissioner, what? Jesus, what's your feeling on all this?
One word.
What?
Chaos.
Chaos. Total.
Everything
Total.
is in a total state of chaos.
Total.
Right?
Let's
Here,
you know, we just happen to have a whiteboard here.
Okay.
Let's just start out with
This is golf.
Golf, December 2023. Okay, where we are right now.
Okay, so
Okay, first thing, let me just kind of go. So the first thing obviously is live negotiations. Supposed to be done what? December 31st?
yeah, the end of the year.
End of the year, which is like right now.
We now have live.
Okay, we got
What
live.
else?
Okay, we got live, and that whole thing. That's a whole book there. Not even a chapter. That's a whole book. And then of course the news right now is Rahm. Is Rahm every day? Today, Wall Street Journal says, yeah, he's going, and he's going between 450 million to 600 million. So Rahm. So this coincides now.
Okay.
Live negotiations, and then all of a sudden we lose. Could be the player of the year, second in the world. We lose him to there, and now our negotiations get even foggier in this area.
But for me, while this is important in the total scheme of things, this right here is numero uno, the rollback of the golf ball.
And not bifurcation, which in essence is, which is to me, if I went to Whisper Rock and all the boys are sitting there and go, okay guys, anybody here concerned with their golf ball going too far? Anybody? Raise a hand, raise a hand. There's not going to be anybody raising their hand.
We got a lot to say about this subject. Actually, we got a lot to say about all these subjects.
It's interesting. Okay, tour. Now we're going down.
So after
in these negotiations, who's negotiating for us? Do you think Monahan right now has the backing of all the players? You've seen lately the players from 50 now, it's going to go down to playing the major. All the other ones have now signed a petition. They want to get in front of the board to go, what about us? What happened to us?
We'll talk about it, but all the golf balls that Monahan's trying to juggle right now, you can add another one and just title it unionizing.
Yeah.
Because I think that's what the masses are going to do, right?
Question.
But so from LIV, we've got the PIP program that the tour instituted.
To keep players on our tour rather than go to this tour.
Right.
Maybe this didn't work.
We got this to discuss because
that's $100 million.
There's a lot of guys pissed off that there's $100 million going to 10 guys.
And Tiger came in second and he played once. I want that program. I wish I had that program. So that's $100 million going to the top players, trying to keep that. That's a social media thing. Who is the top of the social media platforms that get the most interest on social media? I guess that's a thing, and that's called PIP, and that's $100 million to 10 guys. While, as you said earlier, those soldiers out there, the guys that the good players are beating, are now going, wait a minute, there's $100 million going to 10 guys, and we're sitting here really might not be playing in this tournament, that tournament, because of elevated tournaments versus normal tournaments. We saw what happened at Honda. Honda got stuck between, Honda's here, they got stuck between an elevated tournament and another elevated tournament, so Honda said, I'm out, I'm gone. So, I mean, this thing gets, the sponsor relationships now with the tours, the tour is putting more heat on the sponsors to...
Yeah, they got to pay more, and be less going to charity. And then hidden, we'll get to this in a second, but hidden in the announcement by the USGA and the R&A, they are also...
I'm going to look at the driver.
They're going to be coming after your driver, mark my words.
Yep.
It's going to happen. So this is the current state of the golf world. How are you feeling about that?
How about another one to counteract what they're doing in LIV with the team deal? Tiger and Rory are doing the TGL.
You know what
Put
this
that
is?
down.
You know
I'm totally confused by that. What's that, a Rorschach test?
No, that's
I was good at those.
That's the TGL building in South Florida.
Oh, yeah.
That's collapsed.
Yeah.
And so now that's not going to happen until 2025.
Yeah.
So we got that going for us too.
And by the way, the rollout for the golf ball will take effect in 2030. I'm fairly sure.
28.
30 for the
average player.
Yeah, for the average player. I'm pretty sure I'll be dead by then, so I'm not really concerned with that whatsoever.
I got a dear friend who called me this morning. He said, am I right to say that I don't have to play the new ball until 2030? I go, yep. He goes, I'll be 92. I don't really care.
I don't care. I mean, I'm going to be short. I've been playing with a distance-restricted golf ball for the last 20 years anyway, so I could care less.
All right, let's break all this down. Let's take a break. This will be our intro, but we're going to come back and we're going to talk about the golf ball. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Strokes gain stats are finally easy with the most 5-star rated golf app in the country. Swing U accurately and objectively provides feedback across driving, approach shots, chipping and pitching, bunker play, and putting. Easily identify your strengths and weaknesses and laser focus your practice time so you can quickly shave strokes off your score. Download Swing U and start owning your game today.
Imagine a putter that will actually transform your game. Introducing Lab Golf Putters. The revealer shows how the Lab keeps the putter face square through impact unlike any other putter. Lab is the hottest putter in professional golf with multiple global victories in 2023, including the PGA Tour. Lab breaks the mold with better science so you can stop struggling with your putting. Elevate your game, simplify your putting, and untorque yourself. Visit labgolf.com to discover how Lab putters are remaking the game. Visit our website, KostisMcCord.com. Subscribe to our YouTube channel or podcast, and follow us on social media at Kostis McCord Off Their Rockers. Now let's get back to Kostis and McCord Off Their Rockers with Peter and Gary.
All right, Gary, our first subject up is the ball rollback. Now, from my taste, I'm going to be right up front. I'm against this. I don't think it's necessary. I think it's coming at an ill-conceived time. I'm going to be upfront with it. I know people are going to say, well, you represent Titleists. Yeah, I've been with Titleists for a long time. You've been with TaylorMade for a long time. Whatever. We're allowed to have opinions apart from any associations we may or may not have. So, in my opinion, they meaning Mike Wan, Martin Slumbers, RNA, USGA, Seth Waugh, the PGA of America, Fred Ridley from the Masters, and then Jay Monahan and Keith Pelley, the leaders of the two major professional tours. They're the leaders of our golf world, and they went looking for a problem to fit their solution, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. I don't see the problem the way they see it. And as a result, I don't look, none of the manufacturers like it. PGA Tour doesn't like it. Amateur golfers certainly aren't going to like it. So who are they making this change for?
Jack Nicklaus? Remember Jack was beating the drum 40 years ago about this, because basically Jack's in the golf course architecture business. And he doesn't want to have to make 8,200-yard golf course. So the crux of the problem is, and the average club head speed, arguably, in the United States for about 30 million golfers, and that means when they look at that, a golfer plays at least once a year, is about 84 miles an hour, which means that the ball flies 212 yards. That's the average. Now, depending on fast fairways, slow fairways, whatever, but the ball flies in the air 212. Now, as you know, we play at a golf course in Scottsdale, Whisper Rock, that has 37 tour pros there, the best in the world. And when I play with these guys, I'm probably right now at my age of 75, I'm guessing 93, 94 miles an hour, okay? So I'm not that much over the median. They outdrive me by 80 yards. And everybody, all the amateurs, if I went in right now, probably any club in the United States, and got in the grill room with all the guys, hey guys, I got a question for you. Anybody here worried about they're hitting it too far? I'm not going to get one hand in the air.
No.
Not one.
No.
But I can see when you play with these guys that really know what they're doing, the average club head speed on the tour, I believe right now is 150 miles an hour, 0.3, something like that. The ball's going fast, and the ball's going a long way. And when you watch these guys, 600-yard par fives, they hit it on and two all the time. There's no amateurs who are doing that. So this whole thing, again, it gets back to bifurcation. It smacks of bifurcation, and why we wouldn't go, okay, you guys are hit it too far? Don't. Here's where we're going to stop you. You other guys, the amateurs, everybody playing this game now, a lot more people are in this game to have fun. They want to hit it far. That's my only goal in life right now, is to hit it farther, not shorter. Farther. My end of my golf career is coming up, and most amateurs probably feel the same way. They don't get it farther. Nobody practices putting. Everybody is hitting a driver on the driving range. So that's my opinion. And bifurcation, Peter, tell me why bifurcation won't work. Explain it.
The concept behind not having bifurcation is that we all play by the same rules, the same equipment, the same guidelines, so you can measure yourself against whomever you want to measure yourself, right? Now, I understand that there's different shaft flexes and different lofts on drivers and whatever, but basically if you buy a TaylorMade driver or a Titleist driver or a Ping driver or whatever, you're getting the same quality that the tour player has and the same specifications in terms of limitations, right? You're going to get a different shaft and maybe a different length and different size grip and whatever. Sure, that's customization. But when you start to separate the really elite players from everybody else, you got nobody to look up to, nobody to gauge your game again. That's the standard argument, right? Now, I will say this. The real problem, in my opinion, is club head speed. And when you delve into club head speed, now you're really going down a rabbit hole. Example. This was my last driver that I used before Metalwoods. It was a McGregor driver.
So that's basically the CCs on this, centimeters, it's probably 175, I'm guessing, centimeters
It's,
for this driver.
it's somewhere between 160 and 180 cc's,
yeah,
right?
which is a 5-wood nowadays.
Now that weighs, with the Dynamic X shaft, that weighs, I measured it yesterday, it's 14.5 ounces.
That's a lot.
Okay?
That's a lot.
This is my current driver.
Yeah.
460 cc's. It's
11 ounces?
It's 3 inches longer and it's barely 11 ounces. So my club is longer and lighter by 25% lighter. So I'm going to be able to swing this faster than I could ever swing that going in, right? Now, but here's the kicker for me. What this club has done, graphite shafts, metal woods, whatever, what it's done is it's allowed, and you'll remember some of these guys, it's allowed bigger, stronger players to come into the game. Back in the day, you had George Baer, maybe way back. You had George Archer, 6'5", a little over 6'5", 6'5 and a half. And they all had to scrunch down and make themselves like 5'10", because those clubs couldn't be made long enough for them because they were too damn heavy, right? So now what's happened with all the lightweight shafts, all the new materials that we have, 6'6", 6'7". There's a 6'9" guy out of South Africa right now playing. Gorgeous golf swing, hits it a mile. But now this equipment allows him to play our game, whereas before he couldn't. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but it's a fact, right? So as bigger, stronger players come along, here's what's happened. I got some stats for you. 2007, Bubba was the leading club head speed guy on tour, 124.18. 2015, it was Charlie Belgian, local guy, 124.02. 2020, Cameron Champ, 126.86. So between 124 and a half and 126, that's not a huge difference, right? But here's the difference. 2007, there were 9 guys on tour with 120 mile an hour club head speed or higher. 2015, that number went to 14. 2020, it went to 21. And this last year, 29 guys had club head speeds over 120. So if you get more guys getting to that higher club head speed, obviously the distance averages are going to increase. But the increase at the very top is minimal, in my opinion. So you can't just blame the golf ball for all of this, and you can't fix it all with just the golf ball.
And common sense would say, okay, you know, in professional, it's the old cliche, professional baseball, you use wooden bats. College, because it comes off a lot faster, okay, they're using aluminum bats, okay? So there is a bifurcation in that sport.
Why did they do that? Why did they go to aluminum bats?
Probably for the cost.
Bingo.
Yeah.
Right.
So now I'm going, okay, this is real simple. Okay, you golfers who play for a living, I'm guessing 0.50% of the golfing public.
0.05.
0.5, whatever. It's a minuscule number. Take advantage of the situation because that's what they're made for. They're made to hit it a long way, to reduce golf courses to nothing. None of our buddies reduce golf courses to nothing. None of them. So the idea of just, okay, guys on the tour will bifurcate, and you guys are going to have a rollback. Rest of you guys, go have fun, hit as far as you can. Why wouldn't we do that? Other than the fact that bifurcation, because the USGA and the RNA are a little crusty, and they want to keep the game on the same plane. As we evolve in sports going through the years, they wanted to keep it the same. And I'm not arguing one or another. Is that right or wrong? And it seems to me the simple answer is, okay, tour guys, stop. The other guys go ahead.
As far as the bifurcation issue, tour players, elite players, don't pay for their clubs.
Right.
So somebody's got to bear the brunt of the cost of
Right.
bifurcation.
Right.
It's like Major League Baseball. They pay for all the baseballs.
Right.
Right. So I mean, is the USGA and the RNA going to pay the manufacturers to make Tigers clubs and whatever? I don't think so. So there's a cost issue. Everybody's talking about the manufacturers being against this because of money. But the reality is money is the root of all of this, in the sense that the RNA and the USGA, they're trying to protect St. Andrews. They're trying to protect Augusta National. They're trying to protect Pebble Beach because they want those marquee places so they can sell their rights fees for bigger dollars when they have their major championships. So it's all about money, regardless of how you look at it. It's a little bit hypocritical to just say it's just the manufacturers who care about the money, or the tour players who want to get paid to play this golf ball or that golf ball or this driver or whatever. Bifurcation to me becomes an ugly mess. I know it sounds simple, but the execution of it, I think, is a little bit problematic.
So in that aspect of money, so I believe, I'm trying to remember these stats, 70% of the advertising on the PGA Tour on television is golf club companies. 70%.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So now all of a sudden this thing goes through. And I've got to now go out and tell these people and sell these people from Callaway that my driver goes shorter and my ball goes shorter. Wait a minute. Wait, I got to redo my whole advertising. By the way, you tour guys, we're going to pull those contracts because we really got nothing to sell.
Yeah.
I can't sell going shorter, guys. I can't sell it. So sorry, you're out. So there's a lot of implications and ramifications if this does go through, from a marketing of the tour through the golf club companies. And would they ensue and have a class action suit against those people making the rules?
I can see the headlights coming this way.
I
right?
know it. And it's a train coming right at them.
And the other argument that they're making, which I think is a really spacious argument, I mean, it's a straw man argument, that thousands and thousands of golf courses are being forced to increase their footprint, add back tees to accommodate the golf ball going too far. All right. First of all, I haven't found these thousands and thousands of golf courses.
You found one that's on TV.
Secondly, right?
Yeah.
I went to the Golf Course Superintendents of America website.
Okay.
And they, as you know, because we
You're
have
a sneaky little bastard, aren't you?
Yeah, damn right.
Okay.
As you know, here in the Scottsdale area, we have a water problem.
Yeah.
Right? So superintendents are right on top of being eco-friendly.
Yep.
And making
Hopefully.
sure that
Yep.
that their golf course is sustainable.
Yep.
Right. 2005.
Okay.
Average acreage, median.
Yep.
Of golf courses.
Yep.
149 acres.
Okay. That'd be about right. Yeah.
2015, 10 years later,
We're shrinking.
147 acres.
Yeah.
2022, down to 146 acres.
Yeah.
Right?
Not much,
But it's going
shrinking.
down.
It's shrinking.
If thousands and thousands and thousands of golf courses were building back tees, this would be going up.
Mm-hmm.
Fairway size. 2005, 28.8 acres. 2015, 27.7. 2022, 27.1. Fairway sizes are shrinking.
They're watering.
Right.
Less and less.
Right, but
acreage.
they're already making golf courses more sustainable. And tee sizes have remained about the same, 3 to 3.1 acres for tees, which means they're not adding a whole bunch of new tees. Unless they are adding someplace and taking away someplace else, if the acreage stays the same.
Let me ask you this question. In all of those very nice facts and everything, the one thing that you do is the marketing aspect of this game and how it's perceived by those people watching, the consumers, okay, watching it. What is the one product that we see on television that is the most viable, most visible, and the most pushing the needle?
Oh, there's no question. It's Augusta National and the Masters. You know, they
and
are.
What happens? They keep buying the other land around it, getting bigger and bigger, and those are the ones hollering.
That's the crux of this distance problem. At St. Andrews, they have to go onto the other golf course over the stone wall to add some tees in to make it relatively competitive, and so on and so forth. But I don't see them going back to the regulations. Old Prestwick, which is a phenomenally fun golf course to play, held the British Open for the first 30 some odd years. It was outgrown, right? And I don't hear people bitching about not being able to go back to Old Prestwick. Eventually, golf courses become obsolete. They become obsolete. It's fine. But
I mean, we got one golf course on the PGA Tour there every year they have fits with, and it's 6,800 yards. When it started off was Hilton Head.
More golf courses were played on the PGA Tour last year under 7,000 yards than over 7,200 yards. So we don't need to build bigger golf courses. That's a straw man argument, in my opinion, right? And when you start looking at this,
this is just they're hiding a problem of trying to take an infinite percentage point of the golfing populace and using that as the standard for the ball going too far.
Right. And as far as I know, the new standards, 125 miles an hour of club head speed, 2,200 RPMs of backspin, a launch angle of 11 degrees, and a driver of 10 degrees loft, not 9 degrees, right?
Okay.
So all of these changes, that's the new standard. To the best of my knowledge, there's no one on tour with those launch conditions.
Okay.
So they're using a standard that isn't even in existence right now on tour. So I mean, it's crazy. I mean, I have never had less confidence in the leaders of the golf world in my existence in golf. Never. They're corporate people. They're business people. They're there to make money for their organization. They are not golfers. They don't have a history of golf. They don't have a sense of they don't have a sense of the feel of the game of golf and why people really play, in my opinion, right?
Okay.
I just don't buy it.
Well, I mean,
and then add in the most visible player on tour with distance gains in the last 3 or 4 years.
Hold it, Matthew Fitzpatrick.
Bingo.
I got it right.
So he was 287.9 in 2018-19 when he started with the stack system. Sasho McKenzie's and Marty Jertson's system for gaining speed, right? He is now up to 304.1, average for the year. He's gained that. His clubs have basically stayed the same. The golf balls stayed the same. So there is a player aspect of this that's going to continue to grow, right?
They're getting faster and faster and faster. They're not going to get slower, these guys. So if we have a problem, I think it's bifurcation. I would do that and go, okay, guys, stop the guys that are doing the damage and let everybody else have some fun. I'm one of those other guys. I want to have fun. I want to hit it out there.
Reading the USGA statement, buried deep in the thing like most people do, they said they've got 2 other issues that they're looking at. One is called driver creep, which is, if you use your driver enough times, the face becomes a little bit more flexible and it exceeds the limit. So they're looking at that and ways to measure that. They're also looking at ways to measure off-center hits and how straight the ball goes or doesn't go, whatever the case may be, where they may come after your driver, which I think that's going to happen. That's a given. They're going to come after the driver next, and then they'll go for the 3-wood, and then they're going to keep biting off because they're going to realize that the changes they made aren't working. I guarantee you, tour players will figure out a way to hit this new golf ball farther between now and 2028 so that when they get out there, this is going to hit the same distance. But the average golfer is not going to be able to do that. Not going to want to.
How about this one? To get rid of all this stuff and everything else, make this real easy. Just make the current golf ball lighter.
Oh, they did that.
Make it lighter.
They did. Whoa. They did that. The USGA did that back around 1931, thereabouts.
Okay.
And it ended up being called the floater.
Okay.
When they were having the debate over the 1.62 and 1.68 ball,
Yeah.
the USGA wanted 1.68, and they wanted it to weigh 1.55 ounces.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
The ball would actually float.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But they got out there and they played, and they realized it wouldn't even bounce straight. It would go up and do
There
boomerang.
you go. There you go. Let's find out who's really good.
That's not fun.
Okay, make it heavier.
All right, we've
I don't think we accomplished anything.
We've beat this horse enough. We could go on for hours and hours.
Really?
You know, today's 7-iron is yesterday's 5-iron. Blah blah blah. But you know what? Enough with the golf ball.
The confusion and chaos behind the ball rollback is going to be a while before it gets sorted out. Hopefully, I don't need to be any shorter, and I know you don't either, so we'll see what happens with the golf ball. Stay tuned, because coming up, Peter is going to give us a great tip that's going to make you a better ball striker. We'll be right back with more Kostis and McCord off their rockers.
Bono's Pit Barbecue, an authentic Southern Pit barbecue experience you won't forget. At Bono's, you'll find a genuine down-home pit barbecue experience. Our entire menu is smoked and prepared in-house, from our mouth-watering smoked meats to our delicious sides made from scratch. And our smoker is always smoking. And everything's to order, no shortcuts. With 20 locations across the country, from Sunshine State of Florida to the Rocky Mountains where I live, Bono's culture is unmistakable at each of our restaurants. We offer incredible opportunities for franchises. To find out more, visit our website, bonosbarbecue.com/franchise. And remember, if you don't have a pit, it ain't legit.
Imagine a putter that will actually transform your game. Introducing Lab Golf Putters. The revealer shows how the Lab keeps the putter face square through impact, unlike any other putter. Lab is the hottest putter in professional golf, with multiple global victories in 2023, including the PGA Tour. Lab breaks the mold with better science, so you can stop struggling with your putting. Elevate your game, simplify your putting, and untorque yourself. Visit labgolf.com to discover how Lab putters are remaking the game. Visit our website, kostismccord.com. Subscribe to our YouTube channel or podcast, and follow us on social media at Kostis McCord Off Their Rockers. Now it's time for Coach Kostis. Peter gives us some great tips to help our games.
Ultimately, everything you do in your golf swing manifests itself at impact. If you get to impact correctly for the shots you're trying to hit, what you did doesn't make any difference. It was okay, had to be, because you got to impact correctly. But a lot of people don't know what it feels like to be in impact correctly. They try to hang back on their right side, scoop and lift and get under the ball. They don't really know what it's like to get good pressure in the left leg, trap down on the golf ball, and rotate through. So we have a drill called left foot, right toe, which is simply designed to give you the sensation of what the left side of the body should feel like at impact. I will set up correctly, and I'll pick up this right toe and just put it up here on my toe. So all my weight is over here. From this point, I'm just going to simply learn to post around my left leg, strike down, rotate around my left leg. That'll give me the sensation of the pressure in my left leg, left hip, left foot. Cock it. You'll feel the pressure in your left leg. You'll feel a little bit of shaft lean because of your setup position. And you'll most definitely feel hitting the golf ball and taking a divot. So you're going to learn to strike down to spin the ball up in the air. Left foot, right toe. Easy. Beautiful. I got a great sensation of what it's like to be on my left side, hands forward, club head striking down. Once you get that sensation from the drill, you try to make your golf swing, but recreate that same sensation just prior to impact and going through impact. So it's here, boom, back on my left side, striking down. Left foot, right toe, to get rid of the scoops, and to help you learn what it's like to post up on your left leg.
Hope you enjoyed today's show. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks to our great sponsors, Swing You and the Swing You app, Foresight Sports and their launch monitors and incredible simulators. Thanks to Bono's Barbecue, amazing barbecue and barbecue sauces, and of course Lab Golf and their tour-winning Lab putters. Remember to like, subscribe, share, and click that notification bell so you don't miss an upcoming episode. We've got a lot more and bringing you a lot in 2024, including some great guests. So for Peter, for Gary, I'm Mike Abram. We'll look forward to seeing you soon again on another Kostis and McCord Off Their Rockers.